So hey guys, this is going to be a sharpening video. This is going to be a Wade and Butcher sharpening. It's going to be the old vintage, with the smile razor. I've done these before, but I continue to get a lot of questions about them, and these are the most difficult ones to hone, in my opinion. The guy that sent me this is a real nice razor. It was totally redone. They did a beautiful job. It needs to be sharpened, but I told him you could ruin it if you don't do it right. So. Yeah, he sent this one to me. He did try honing it a little bit himself, and there you can see the bevel right there. It's a little bit high in the center. That could be due to the grind. It could be that he wasn't rolling the edge on it, or rolling the blade as he went across the stone. And if you do that, you're going to end up flattening this. You're going to lose the smile and therefore lose a lot of the appeal of these old razors. You can see it down there too. It's a little bit high. Again, it could be the way that he was doing it, or it could be just the grind. The thing about these razors, and what I tell everyone that sends me one of these, there's a lot of people who are huge fans of the old Sheffield steel, and when they're good, meaning the steel on them is great and they sharpen up real well. But not a lot of times, I have come across a few of them, and probably just more than a few, that the steel on them is not real consistent. So even with everything that you try and do, sometimes in the end they still don't shave great. So I always tell people that. I don't know. I think it has to do with maybe the hardening or whatever they did back then in the day. I guess it depends the time of day they were, on how many pints deep they were in their work. So but I'll take it through from the beginning. I'll show you. We'll videotape the whole thing. I don't know where this is going to go, what we're going to need to do, but you'll be there, and we'll see you at the sink. All right, so here we are. What I've done is I've put some Super 88 tape. I put 2 layers of Super 88 tape on there, and I put the marker on the edge. Hopefully that might be able to show some of the stuff that we have, or what happens here. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, tape. Why am I using tape? Well, it's a heavy grind razor. I pretty much always put 2 layers on there. But also there is some geometry issues, like I mentioned, and the tape will help circumvent some of that. And besides, this is, like I said, a nice old razor. I'm not going to take and beat it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here on this diamond plate. We'll make a few passes and we'll see how it does on the marker. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. But it seems to be hitting the edge all along. It is a little bit higher in the center, but what I'm noticing is that I'm hitting the edges more. So what I think the gentleman was doing before, he wasn't quite rocking it enough. And I don't know if you can see when I do that, but I'm starting with that toe elevated, heel down, and I'm also applying pressure. So I'm putting pressure down here, and then as I bring it through, I'm putting pressure here with my fingers. So we're doing that rocking motion. So as I go back and forth. Did I say this is a 400 diamond plate? The Atoma? Yeah, that looks good. Now, I can feel the burr formation on the other side in the center, but not up here. It wasn't hitting that hard enough, so we're gonna have to work that. Okay, so another thing, why am I using the diamond plates? Why aren't you using your 1K bevel setter? I could do it, but this just does it like 10 times faster. Yeah, the heel and the toe on this need work. So I believe what's happened is the center of it was ground down. And you do that, long enough, you're gonna flatten the razor out and lose the smile. So I don't know if you can see now, but the black, it's getting more even all the way across. So that's what you want. And I'm feeling for that burr. Although, that's more of a knife technique, but because this is such a heavy grind razor, it'll work. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. I don't know, can you see the black? Even? I don't even know, let's see. Right there. All the way across. Perfect. I did that in what, a minute or two on this diamond plate. That would have taken me probably 10 minutes on the 1K. All right, so that's the one side. Now, leading strokes, kind of knock that burr down. I don't know, can you see it? That's elevated. That toe is off the stone. And now the heel's lifted to hit the toe. All the way through. Oh yeah. Very nice. There. All right, let's get this down. Yeah. Yep, I can feel that burr all the way across. All right, so that is done. Now that is what they would call a set bevel. So what I'm doing here is just kind of lightening up on my pressure, smoothing out those diamond plate marks. Was what I'm going to do next is I'll take it to the 1K stone. This is the Chocera 1K. I don't know, I think they call it something else like Nano or Pro or something, but it's a Chocera. And this is a worn 400 Atoma plate. And so now at this point, all I'm doing is taking out the diamond marks because the bevel here is set. So I'm kind of rocking up this way, rocking down this way, just working it. Oh yeah. Again, leading. Heavy heel, middle, toe. And I am pushing down with this hand. I'm leaning on it pretty good. If you can see the undercut, it's perfect all the way through. Yeah. Yeah, it's catching hair on that. All right, I'll wash the slurry off, just a few passes here to smooth it out even more before I go to the next stone. Okay, so now what I notice is that the tape is getting chewed chewed up at the end or kind of getting pushed off on the edge, so time to change the tape. And I have some pre-cut here. That's a 1. 2. All right, and we're good to go. Let's get back on this. Done with 1. This is the 5K Sharpening. And when I lap it, I don't know if you can see, you could probably hear it. I'm flat, and then on the right on the edge, I just give it a little bit of, a little bit of chamfer every time so I won't nick that. So there won't be any rough edges on the very edges of the stone. By the way, I'm doing this in the morning. I guess it's, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock, 10 in the morning on a Thursday. I usually do this stuff at night, but I was tired last night. You know, what I'm noticing here is it's not really cutting hair. At 5K, it should be cutting hair. So I'm going to go look at it on the scope, see where I'm at, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just looked at the edge under the scope. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see like the top part, you can see the marks on the edge, and then the bottom part is black or it's dark. That means that's the part that was untouched. So technically that's what a bevel that's not set looks like. I thought I had it, but again, this being a heavy grind, they take some work. That's why these are the hardest things to do. So what I have to do here is I have to go back. I'm going to go back to the diamond plate, and we're going to have to do some work on it to do it till I get there. So this being really worn diamond plate, I really need to get another one. They do kind of wear out after a while. It just, I'm kind of up on the front here. There's not as much wear as the center. But yeah, they do wear after a while, a few years. So So I've been through a number of the 400s. There. Okay, so this 2 layers of tape, since that's what I used, and it didn't get the edge, what that tells me is that the person who honed this before, I don't even think it was the guy I got it from, because he had just gotten it and tried to hone it and couldn't get anywhere. But I think the person that did that fixed it all up, or the person he got it from, I should say, I think they're the same person. They used a lot more tape. They probably used 3, 4, 5 layers of tape, which I have heard of on these old razors, but I don't like to go over 2 layers. When you go over 2, you run into issues with the tape compressing and having an inconsistent edge. You know, your bevel angle fluctuates with all that tape. That spine starts sinking into the stone at different points along the stroke. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you can see now, but now you can see it's there. I can feel that burr all the way through. Okay. Now this side. Usually the second side's going to be easier. Nope. I'm really focusing on the heel and the toe because I'm trying to get that smile back that I think that got ground out a little bit before. Heel, and I switch straight to the toe. Heel, straight to the toe, and then I kind of do a whole thing to blend it. There we go. Now that's totally to the edge. Knock that burr down. There. You can see that the tape is folding again. I can feel that burr flipping back and forth. Yeah. Okay. The tape got kind of worn on that, so since we're going to the 1K, it's going to be time to put some more tape on there. This time I have to cut it because I didn't think I'd be going through two sets. All right, back to the 1K. Oh, shit, sorry about that. back to alternating. Now I can feel that. I did feel it before, but I think what I was feeling before was the previous edge that was on there. As you noticed that I didn't kill the edge. So a lot of people give me a hard time about killing the edge, and that's a perfect reason as to why, because when I tested it the first time after the 1K on my arm here, I felt it bite a little bit, but see, that was from the previous edge that was on there. It wasn't from one I created. So by killing the edge, I would have known. So there you go. Perfect reason why I killed the edge. Alrighty. This 5K Sharpening. Some people, after 1K, they want to go to a 2 or a 3. And you can do that, but this 5K definitely closes that gap, especially when you create some slurry like this. Now, this is a heck of a stone. I have a 2K that I used to use in between, but I found that I don't need to do it anymore, so it doesn't get much use. Shit, is that thing coming up again? The tape, I noticed. There we go. Nice feeling. Woohoo! Oh, nice. Yep. All right. What I'm looking at is the tape on the edge right here. It's starting to peel back. A lot of times that'll happen when you put tape on in the middle of it and it's not totally dry. There's still some moisture under it, but I think it'll hold up for the next to last step here, which is the 8. And now I'll take a look, little look-see. Yeah, that works real well. Let's see it taking plenty of metal off. That's definitely removing that 5K stuff, smoothing that out. Feels great. Feels great. Again, what am I feeling for? Well, I'm feeling for, I guess, more what I'm not feeling for. It shouldn't change. The feeling shouldn't change. When you initially start, there's a little more resistance at the edge, it seems like, you know, because it's a rougher finish, and then it just smooths out. And what I'm doing here is just smoothing out from the slurry that I had on there. All right, so now that's done on the 8K. What I want to do is I'll go and take a picture of it on my microscope and we'll see how it looks. Oh, fuck yeah. Nice. All right. So yeah, we hit the mark on that. Perfect. Okay, so that's it. The bevel was set. It took me twice to do it. I went to the 8K, so now what do? Well, we go to finish stone. If you've watched some of my videos before, the Japanese, or I'm sorry, the Sheffield steel, I like to finish on JNAT stone. So this is my Nakayama Asagi. This big old brick. Again, made a little slurry with the 400, smooth it out with this Tomo stone. And this is simple. It doesn't take much here. All right, let's see if I can get myself out of the way to see the undercut. Yeah, all the way. Heel, middle, toe. Perfect. All right, so that's the first. I'm going to water it down a little bit. Yeah. Just do it by hand, single hand there. All right, so what's happening is I'm feeling it get sticky on here. This is what I would call kind of a misty slurry. Now, what I've been doing lately, and most all of the finish stones, you know, except for synthetics, is this is just one of those pump hand soap things, so you know, that makes the foam. I give a shot or two on there. Some people use dish soap. That's I think a little too concentrated. This will break some of the surface tension and make it even slipperier. And I think it kind of gives a little more hydroplane effect. Just kind of, it's nice and slippery. And now it still has some of the slurry in there. So I don't like to go JNAT's plain water. I think it makes it a little too edgy or too much bite on it. This will still keep it smooth because there is slurry in there. Yeah. It's nice. That's all she wrote. Wow, that's popping hair like a mofo. All right. There we go. All right, so that's it. Yeah. So we started from the beginning, 400 to the 1K bevel setter, and I had to do it twice because you saw what I saw under my scope. and then we went 5, 8, and then the finish on the JNAT. All right. So yeah, that's what it takes. So now what I'll do is I'll give it a strop. People ask me about the stropping, and I'll show you how I do that. And yeah, let's do that. All right, so I have the 2 layers of tape on here. A lot of people I know, they're going to ask me, I'm going to strop it with the tape on. Do you have to do that? No, you don't. I'm doing it first off because it's 2 layers of tape, and I think it changes the angle enough. But I only do this, the stropping thing with the tape on, after I come off the stone. And like I said, you really don't need to, but I'm going to do it just because that's the way I do it. Anyway, first part. This is my fire hose strop. I've had this probably 10 years. This is really well broken in. It's nice and floppy and soft. It takes a while to break these in. These are the best strops off of the stone, I think, especially for natural stones. This one I got from Keith. This is his type 1. I didn't think he had these anymore, but I saw that recently he still did, and it has this exact pattern on it. So yeah, the type 1s of the fire hose I find personally to be the best. I've tried some of the other ones that didn't seem to be quite as good as this one, although still really good. So when I come off of the stone on the fire hose, I go 40 to 50. And like I said, I have the tape on this. And I'm not being easy on it. I'm leaning on it. All right. Then here, this strop I got. I forget where I got it from, but the leather on that wore out. So what I did is I replaced it with the leather from what you call the place in Chicago. But anyway, this came from Tannery Row, and they sell like pieces of leather of this. And I got like this big sheet. I probably make at least 3 of these big strops. And it was like 40 or 50 bucks. So this is really good. And I try and do at least the same here as I did on the fire hose, maybe a little more. But for the sake of brevity of the video, I'll just keep it at 40 or somewhere there around, because I lost track now that I'm running my mouth. I'm guessing that's about 20 right there. All right. So that's it. So now the only thing left to do is to shave with it. All right, guys. All right, so we're going to give this a go. But the gentleman also sent me his Korat, so I did that. So we'll kind of go side by side on this. This thing didn't need near the work that the Wade and Butcher did, and this is a synthetic edge on there. So it'll be fun to see the difference. Oh yeah. Very smooth. Very nice edge. Uh, yeah, this one has a... Yeah, this one has a sharper feel to it. The weight, I would say, is smoother feeling. This is also a heavy grind razor, so they're kind of comparable in that regard. But yeah, this one might shear a little bit easier as far as the whisker. The Wade. Yeah, this one's smoother. Great shave. Both sides feel great. Both sides feel comfortable. There was a little difference in the feel. But also I noticed that after the 2 passes and then I stropped it, it definitely even smoothed the Corette out even some more. So, you know, after a shave or 2, it seems like the edge kind of even smooths out more. So, yeah, no, the overall, the Wade shaved great. I'm real happy with the way it came out. Yeah, stick around. Got something coming up. We got a giveaway. So, yeah. All right, I'll be right with you. All right, so that was it. It takes a while to do that stuff. Like I said, those particular razors, they could be the most difficult ones to do. So, yeah, you know, you saw me go through it. It was pretty much real time. I didn't want to take and cut stuff out. Yeah, you know, that took me, 30, 40 minutes to do, and that was one of the more relatively easier ones because it didn't involve any cosmetic stuff. So, you know, those things can take me an hour to do or even more sometimes. So I appreciate you sticking around to the end for that. I hope you enjoyed it. I had mentioned something about a giveaway. Well, come Christmas time, I got a gift. The guys over at ILR sent me this. Look at this. Put my name in the box. The box is very cool. They sent me the stone that goes, you know, for it. But the thing is, I already had a stone. I got this one. This is the one I've had for years. So I'm going to give this one away. So if you're, you know, interested, comment down below. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if he'll make a box like this for this one, because I don't have the box. I don't know. It's probably somewhere maybe in storage. But I'll see if Dan can make us a box or make you a box, and he may even put your name on it too, depending on who wins, if it fits on there. But yeah, so if you're interested, comment down below. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I covered, feel free to email me, drmatt1911@gmail.com. I'll try and put all of the links to the stuff that I use. I'll put my Chef Knives to Go webpage, which has all of the equipment that I was using, the sink bridge, the stone holders, the stones, the synthetic stones, and all of that. I'll put the Tannery Row link down there, and anything else that I can think of. So I appreciate it. You guys sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a good day, good night, enjoy your shave, and we'll see you real soon.